This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include: I had an interview regarding the Healthy Aging course that is going to be offered at the Community Center on Tuesday. The Lions' annual snowmobile trip went ahead last Saturday. Awards for Winter Carnival were presented on Friday. Rain and mild temperatures experienced on Thursday caused flooding in some areas. And more, so please stay tuned.
Come and get it! Hurry up now! It's gonna burn!
Eat well, be active, feel good about yourself. It's fun. It's vitality.
I received copies of a number of letters and news releases on Friday concerning Mr. Crosby's decision regarding Burgeo and the sea freeze deal. I have a press release from Honorable Walter Carter, Minister of Fisheries. I also have a press release from Mr. Crosby, a letter written to Mr. Crosby from Mr. Carter, and a letter written to Mr. Bill Barry of Sea Freeze from the Honorable John Crosby. And also I have a news release from RMHA, Dave Gilbert, which I'll read for you now. Dave Gilbert, MHA for Burgeo Bay Despair, has some strong words for John Crosby because the federal minister is not standing up to protect the future of his fellow Newfoundlanders in Burgeo. Crosby has admitted that Sea Freeze broke every part of the agreement that they had with the federal government. The company agreed to operate both Burgeo and Cancel in return for an allocation of 2,000 metric tons of fish normally processed in Burgeo, and now Crosby is letting them walk away from Burgeo. Crosby has abandoned the people of Burgeo. He has basically said so long and the hell with you to the people of Burgeo. Crosby is willing to allow Sea Freeze to walk away from the Burgeo operation with the fish allocations that had traditionally been processed at this plant. He seems to be willing to use the options available to him to keep Cancel open, but he is not willing to do the same for Burgeo, says Gilbert. Gilbert noted that the circumstance surrounding the Sea Freeze agreement was a problem right from the start. The federal government did not accept any input from the provincial government or the union regarding the agreement. In fact, the provincial minister and the union leader came to Burgeo at the time and stated their opposition to what was happening. The federal government said the company would not even release information regarding aspects of the agreement, which outlined the company's obligations to land and process fish at Burgeo. In a letter from John Crosby to Bill Barry, the federal government as much as said it was willing to overlook the fact that Sea Freeze broke the agreement. Several examples of breaches of the agreement were documented: the closure of the Burgeo plant, the failure to distribute fish between Cancel and Burgeo according to the formula set out in the agreement, the failure to land significant quantities of bycatch in Canada, the removal of assets from the Cancel and Burgeo plants and their use in plants that are not owned by Sea Freeze without rent or other consideration, the failure to make any progress towards Canadianization of harvesting activities, the purchase of the Port of Bass plant through the acquisition of additional long-term debt without the federal minister's approval, the sale of fish that was destined to Cancel or Burgeo to third parties. The extent of these violations of the agreement indicates to me that the company is doing whatever they want and getting away with it. The company is certainly not living up to the responsibilities they entered into with respect to Burgeo, says Gilbert. The MHA for the area pointed out that in April of 1992, Sea Freeze announced the temporary closure of the Burgeo plant despite having done little to uphold Sea Freeze's responsibility with respect to Burgeo. Only 37% of the enterprise allocations have been processed in Burgeo. None of the fish that was received in exchange for the Canadian bartered fish, nor the underutilized allocations were processed at Burgeo. Then, in September of 1992, the company announced the indefinite closure of the Burgeo plant, ignoring the fact that the operating of the plant was central to the agreement to obtain quotas. The events surrounding this sea freeze agreement emphasize again the need for joint management of the fishery. If we don't take a stand on this issue now, other towns throughout this province can look forward to the same thing happening to them. The Liberal NHA says he will not allow John Crosby and Bill Barry to take away the quota from Burgeo and doom the town and the plant. I want to have a meeting with John Crosby on this and demand on behalf of the people of Burgeo that he reverse his decision and give the town of Burgeo a future. I spoke with Mr. Gilbert on Saturday, and he informed me at that time that he will be in Burgeo on the latter part of next week, and at that time he will give us a complete interview regarding this matter. The hockey team that traveled to Springdale last year for the St. Patrick's Day tournament returned again this year. If you remember, the team lost the championship game last year in overtime. This year, the Burgeo team opened the tournament against the Springdale Braves, the same team they faced in the championship game last year. Burgeo defeated Springdale by a score of 5-3 and went on to win their next 2 games as well. This put them in the championship game this year against Roberts Arm, and the results were.
Burgeo scored the first goal with 9 minutes and 26 seconds left in the first period. This is the championship game between Burgeo and Roberts Arm. Left in the first period. Score tied 1-1. Tying it up with 17:41 down and left in the second period. Tied 2-2. Roberts Arm scored their third goal at 7:22 left in the second period. Score is 3-2 for Burgeo against Roberts Arm against Burgeo.
The final score for the game was Roberts Arm 3, Burgeo 2. Again this year, the Burgeo players came home with the silver medal. This championship game, as well as the other 3 games, will be shown in their entirety at a later date. Tune in to Channel 10 for the exact dates and times. After being cancelled once due to a bad forecast, the Lions' annual snowmobile trip went ahead last Saturday. Here are a few clips from that trip. As you can see, again this year the Lions had another wonderful day for their annual snowmobile trip. This year there were 56 people registered for the trip. However, due to the trip having to be postponed, only 50 riders actually participated in the trip. A total of $3,555.50 was raised. This money will be going towards the Max Sims Camp for the Handicap, the Community Emergency Relief Fund, and other Lions projects. Although there was a smaller crew this year than normally, the riders that did go along on the trip had a wonderful time. The ride this year was planned much the same as in previous years. The groups stopped at several locations in order to regroup.
Here's the cabin at Neil's Lake. All the skidoos lined up. Some fellows took some time out to go ice fishing.
We'd like to thank Lions members Stan Kosser and Frank Hand for taking our camera along on the trip. Unfortunately, due to a problem with one of our cameras, the events for the Lions Skidoo trip that were filmed at the community center did not turn out. We have lots more coming up for you after this, so please stay tuned.
Even though many types of blindness can be prevented, thousands of people lose their sight every year. The reason? They ignore the danger signs. Signs like blurred vision, eye pain, and excessive tearing. And then, before they know it, vision loss has set in. Don't be on a collision course with blindness. Learn the danger signs and protect your sight. A message brought to you by Lions Clubs International.
I had an interview this past week with Julia Carter, graduate nurse. She's offering a healthy aging course at the Lions Community Center on Tuesday. We had an interview with her to find out a little bit more about the course that she will be offering. Julia, I understand that you're offering a course at the Lions Center entitled Healthy Aging. Can you tell us what this course is about?
Well, Dave, this is a program from St. John's Ambulance, and it was developed to provide skills to continue living healthy and productive lives. And healthy aging, there's many chapters involved in it, but I've chose to do the chapter handling medications. And so after people come and see this course, they should be able to know behaviors that facilitate healthy aging and know significant changes in each body system that are associated with the process of aging and be able to relate this to handling medications. And there's some more aspects too, like knowing how to know about the use and abuse of medications and alcohol, and know and be able to describe ways in which healthy lifestyles can help to avoid the need for medications.
Who can take this course?
Well, this is aimed for the senior citizens, but really anybody can go, anybody who feels like they want just some healthy lifestyle tips.
Okay, is there any fee involved for the course?
No, it's free for everyone.
What is your involvement with St. John Ambulance?
Well, I'm an instructor for St. John's Ambulance for the Healthy Aging course because only nurses can teach this course, and I'm a graduate nurse.
Okay, I understand that if you're planning on attending, that you have a number that you'd like for people to call?
Yes, that's my home phone number because I want to know how many people are interested in, about how many people are going to go. And one other thing I was wondering about, if there's a lot of people going, well, then maybe I could split it in 2 days rather than 1 day, because I don't want to be too many people and people won't be able to hear what I'm saying or anything like that.
Okay, before we go, do you want to give that number in case anyone is thinking about calling?
It's 886-2647.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Lion Ed Strickland, chairman of the Winter Carnival Committee, and Lion Ernie Green presented awards to the winners of the snow sculpturing contest, the coloring contest, as well as to a couple of organizations for their help with the 1993 Winter Carnival.
On behalf of the Virgil Lions Winter Carnival, I'm very pleased to present the following people with plaques of appreciation for their participation in the Virgil Lions Winter Carnival. Third place snow sculpture, Johnny and Jason Strickland.
Congratulations, John.
Thank you, John. Second place snow sculpture, Chaz Coley.
Congratulations, Chaz. Look at the camera. There you go. You're welcome.
You're welcome. First place snow sculpture goes to David Sims.
Congratulations, David. Just look at the camera. There you go.
For the coloring contest, category 4 years and under, winner Kayla Klocher.
Congratulations. Look at the camera.
Best coloring picture, category 5 to 9 years, Kevin Spencer.
Congratulations, Kevin.
I'm also very pleased to present the Virgil Grandchildren's Rescue for their participation in the hockey game in the tug of war, accepting for the Grandchildren's Rescue Assistant Coordinator Jim Marsden.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you very much, Jim. Also, we'd like to appreciate the Virgil Fire Department for their participation in the hockey game. Accepting for the hockey game is Levi Rose.
Thank you, Levi.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Levi. Also, on behalf of the Virgil Lions Winter Carnival, I want to thank everybody who come along and help make it a success, and hope to see us again next year.
We've experienced the first part of the old saying, March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. We've had quite a number of storms since March came in. On Thursday, the rain and the mild weather caused flooding in many areas. The back of our building was flooded, which caused some flooding inside the building as well. Also, the trailer court received a large amount of water. I received a call on Thursday night from a resident of the trailer court concerning the water that was built up in the lower trailer court area. When I arrived there, the water had gone down considerably because the manhole cover had been lifted. However, as you can see, there is still a large amount of water built up in that area. The water appears to be running down from somewhere which is unknown. As you can see, there is a large amount of water running there. One resident of the trailer court informed me that at around 6 o'clock that evening, the water was approximately an inch from the bumper of their car. Some residents spent hours out channeling the water away from their trailers. Community events. The Hockey Moms TV Bingo held on Wednesday night was won by Matthew Melbourne. The Sea Cadets will be having a TV Bingo on Wednesday night. Cards are $1 each or 6 for $5 and are available from any Sea Cadet member. The Lioness will be having a mock jail on Saturday, March 27th, weather permitting. The same rules as last year will apply. Jail someone for 5 minutes or longer, and that person has to pay to get out. To make your pledge, call 886-2850. Calls will be taken from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. If anyone would like to pledge any time before March 27th, you can call any Lioness member. We will start picking up prisoners at 12 noon. Monies collected will be used for the Max Sims Camp, the Community Emergency Relief Fund, and other Lioness charities. Canteen and bar services will be available. Please support the Lioness and have a fun-filled day. Notice to plant workers and trawlermen. Please be advised Miss Teresa Peterson, in-carp counselor, will be out of town for training purposes from March 22nd to April 2nd, 1993. She will be taking appointments again on April 5th, 93. Are you interested in starting a business or need business assistance? A representative from the Business Development Center will be in Burgeo on March 25th. If you need information or assistance, please call Edward Vatcher Development Association office at 886-2867 for an appointment. March 21st is the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly. Canada promotes this day both as part of its international commitments and because ending discrimination of any kind is vitally important to Canadian society and to Canadians. The purpose of March 21st is to promote a better understanding among Canadians of all cultures and backgrounds. There will be a video shown on this channel following the bandwagon called Remember Africville. This film deals with racial discrimination in Halifax, Nova Scotia back in the 1960s and 1970s. Well, that's it for tonight's program. Please stay tuned now for Newbie Night on the Bandwagon. Following the Bandwagon, we'll be showing you a tape from the RCMP entitled Remember Africville. On behalf of BBS and all the BBS volunteers, I'm Dave Cooper, wishing you a great week. Good night.